Sound is vibrations. In the case of an acoustic piano, it would be a vibration of a string, which would cause vibration in the air, which would cause the vibration of your eardrum, which enables us to hear sound in music. Since sound is vibration, each of our notes are tuned to a different frequency of vibration. When we talk about high notes, like an A, they vibrate frequently, so we call them high frequency notes or high notes. And we talk about low notes, they vibrate less frequently, and so we call them low notes. In my recording engineering course, which is based on the recording engineering course I taught at UCLA near Hollywood for 10 years, we talk about how we actually hear and perceive sound higher and lower in our body. Higher frequencies or higher notes get perceived of more of in our head, and lower notes actually get perceived of by our bodies. We feel it more in our lower gut and in our feet and in the floor. So you can actually say that we hear higher notes higher in our body and we hear lower notes lower in our body, but actually we call them high notes because they're high frequency, they vibrate frequently, and we call them low notes because they vibrate less frequently. So our tuning system, we tune A, middle A, to 440 vibrations per second. And when we double the vibrations per second, we get high A. So if we play 880 vibrations per second, we get a high A. The reason high A and low A sound like the same note is because they vibrate at the same rate. The higher A just vibrates twice as frequently. Likewise, if we split the vibrations in half, low A vibrates at 220 vibrations per second. That's why we call it a low note or low frequency note. So these sound like the same note, but the higher one is vibrating twice as frequently. Now, where our tuning system came from, we have octaves. We call them perfect intervals. We'll learn about perfect intervals later. But an octave is neither major or minor. When we talk about tonality, we talk about the quality of a chord or an interval or the relation of notes. We talk about them being major or minor or augmented or diminished. But a perfect interval is neither major nor minor or any of the others. So it doesn't really have a quality or a tonality like that. The way that our tuning system came to be is in about the mid-1700s, composers were messing around with tuning musical instruments to what's called equal temperament tuning, which is what we use today. Between the C and the C, we have 12 notes: C, C sharp, D, E flat, E. And those 12 notes are equally spaced between the octave. So we call our tuning system equal temperament tuning because we have 12 notes between the octave that are equally spaced. Our tuning system of equal temperament actually came into popularity with Johann Sebastian Bach in the mid-1700s. When we have 12 notes, that means we'll have 12 keys, 12 major keys, and 12 minor keys. We'll have C major, C minor, C sharp major, C sharp minor, and we'll have 12 major and 12 minor keys. So we have 24 keys. And in the mid-1700s, Johann Sebastian Bach was the first one to really write 24 pieces in each of the 24 keys. And they're called the well-tempered clavier. And that's when our equal temperament tuning really took off. In the early 1900s, around 1917, equal temperament tuning became a little more defined, and our popular music now, since the early 19th century, is an equal temperament tuning.